Hey guys, what's up? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new episode of Dr. Stone, which is on episode 23. I can't believe next episode is going to be the last. Oh man, I never thought we reach to this point of Dr. Stone. And I heard a lot of things of what's to come, and depending where it's going to end, there could be a possibility of a Season 2. Hopefully it might get announced, and sometimes, I'm pretty sure, certain series that usually gets a lot of popularity, or if it goes well in terms of sales and how other people like it, Season 2 is usually announced, usually on the last episode, or just yeah. Anyways, let's just get this recap started. We had to it that the entire village is working on making cell phones, and it's not very easy because we had to it that Senku says that we're going to have to make some filaments which are essential to vacuum tubes, using this tungsten, the most heat-resistant metal in the universe, etc. But one of our friends asked one question: how in the heck are we how we're going to get the things out of the rocks? And we see to it that Magma and his little apprentice ends up deciding to do some destroying, which apparently is good for dust, They will end up using the powder from the blue rock to turn it into resembling toothpaste. Lastly, they're going to need to get rid of the rust on the toothpaste using hydrogen. Warm it up in a glass container and it's done. And it needs to be 1,000 degrees at most. The hotter it is, the stronger the tungsten will be, And we see to it that Senku decides to leave Chrome to the ability to do the heat making machine, which apparently Chrome decides to take on delightly. And we see to it that Senku grabs Genchan to go I need your help, okay? Come here, modern man. You're supposed to know some chemistry here and there. And we see to it that Senku tells him the steps cook the blue gem powder in sodium hydroxide, use seashells, hydrochloric acid, and ammonia to crystallize it, and then bake it and mix it with honey. But Genchan's I don't know what you're saying. I understood it all, from honey making to everything else, It was so freaking funny. And Senku's I can tell Chrome's gonna be 10 billion times more useful than your freaking butt. Anyways, let's continue. We see to it that Chrome goes nothing beats better when you try using pinpoint heating. But apparently that doesn't work. And Chrome just remembers that Senku tells him, use all the tricks you could use and put it into your mindset. And Chrome decides to use cotton candy machine to pinpoint hitting. And then they manage to heat down lead at 350 degrees. And we see to it that they add in something more with some other devices, and that's when they beat gold and silver. Then they end up beating iron thanks to Gorilla Girl and freaking Magma's intensity strength, which is hilarious. And they end up managing to get to 1,000 degrees or above, but they're trying to figure out how to make it better. And we see to it that Chrome decides to add electricity power. Next day, Senku and Genchan manage to make toothpaste or something, and Senku's really surprised to see to it that they add in a lot of stuff to make the heat making facility. But we see to it that Senku's well, we'll take advantage of that. Anyways, we're going to make a long thin blob of tungsten toothpaste, zap water with electricity, and it'll produce hydrogen. That hydrogen, with a lot of heat, peels the rust right off the toothpaste, and ta-da! We got the tungsten filament, And we see to it that they are in the final sprint of making cell phones right now. And Senku decides to give something to Kaseki to make something that'll be a little bit complicated. Although Kaseki says, I got this in the bag. What? Show me the blueprints. He looks at it. OMG, what the living, And we see to it that Senku's yep, I call it the Hickman pump. This is going to help us out a lot, And we see to it that Senku explains how it's a prototype we built. It's a prototype that built simple one from light bulbs, And we see to it that Kaseki seems to be concerned about this, but Genchan's hey, let me give you some mental advice, And we see to it that he gets some heating up thing. He gets heated up to get motivated, and we see to it that Senku leaves Suika and the other little kids who wants to help out to make some wires, And we see to it that Gen asks, how do you make plastic in this world? But before he could get any further, like I'm talking with Senku, we see to it that Kaseki ends up grabbing Gen-chan and says, hey, young boy, come here with me. I'm gonna freaking push you to the bone for motivating me. And Gen-chan's like, oh, come on, can't give me a break, man. And we see to it that, like, Chrome and Senku's trying to make some plastic, which Senku says, first, we simmer some wood and boil the liquid that comes out. Pour it over some hot copper, and here we go. We have some formalin, you know? And we have to it that Senku says we're going to need a lot of coal ash plus sodium hydroxide plus formalin makes humanity's first synthetic plastic bakelite, you know? And we see to it that Senku remembers, like, since the kids and some elders and the young ones are trying to make wires outside their homes or something, it's really cold, so it's like slowing them down, and it's not a good thing for them, you know? So Senku decides to make some heating device that can help everyone out very greatly, which I go like, oh, that's pretty cool, you know? Although, like, they're only after the ashes from the coals, but they can use that, they can let them heat up, you know? And we see to it that Gen-chan is in charge of making zinc carbon batteries, which we go zinc for seaweed, manganese rice balls, coal in the middle, and look at that, you get a zinc carbon battery, which Gen's like, oh man, this is not too bad, but Senku comes in and spoils the fun for him by saying, we need 800 of those, bruh. And then Gen's like, wah! You're freaking mean! And we see to it that Rudy's sister goes like, hey, don't worry, I'll help you out. How's that sound? I'm like, wow, Gen, you got some nice lady to look out for ya. Aside from that, we see to it that Senku wants to get some wines, which apparently is in the process of making microphone, the cell phone's vocal cord, which apparently is the pink grain stuck on the lid here, you know? Then mix it up with cooked seaweed and hot water, and you get Rosho sarts, which apparently they turn sound into electricity. Like a plastic megaphone, and you get a microphone. And we see to it that Dr. Stone ends up playing the first opening song while they're making the cell phone process. I'm like, oh my gosh, dude. I haven't heard that song for a long time. And I'm like, I gotta listen. Sometimes I always enjoy listening to Dr. Stone's opening every time I wake up. Because it's like saying, Ohio Kosai. Yeah. Anyways, we see to it that they make the cell phone at last. But for the time being, they get ready to do battle against Tsukasa's army. And we get a glimpse of Tsukasa's possible elite men right now, and guarantee they look like they're not some freaking joke. But depending on Senku's scientific knowledge and how his phone's gonna work, they might have the advantage over the enemy, depending on the situation itself, you know? Anyways, all I can really tell you guys, without a lot of detail, which I gave you guys in here, which is a little, like, small detail, if anything, They were on the process of making cell phones, pretty much. But anyways, but right now they managed to finish their device before spring, but Tsukasa is about to finish his army up as well. So depending on the situation, we may get the final battle and a difference and possibility of the season 2 when Senku goes up against Tsukasa's army. We don't really know how that's gonna work, but we do know this. Two people, Yuzuriha and Taiju, are still being spies of Tsukasa's empire. And I don't know what the heck they are right now, but all I could tell is like many episodes ago, they were in prison, or they are kept as hostages or prisoners, you know? Not much I can tell you, but aside from that, this is going to be one hell of a fight if they know how to use it right. So until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm Alpha people. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot-toot!